Good morning. I am Jack B. Flippin, and this is Mission Reloaded Gaming. And today we're going to be talking about the regular update by Atlas, posted on Tuesday, November 24th. Sailing Forward, Ask a Pirate Day, discussion and QA with the devs, Ahoy Pathfinders. There will be no patch this week, so instead we're delivering some information based on some questions we have collected and seen around the community. Since we have announced the renewed Atlas journey last summer, a lot of things have changed in the development cycle, and we are still looking on improving our processes and the feedback loop with the community as well. Like any adventure, some parts of the journey can be rough, but as we overcome them, we continue to move forward and build on our own experiences. Whether we are making small steps or revisiting old ideas, it is important to remember that we are all still sailing forward. Development is very hard and not linear, and understandably, things can get confusing for the community, even for those seasoned Pathfinders who have been sailing the seas of Atlas since the very beginning. We hope that today's discussion and some of the answers to your questions will help the community understand our vision for Atlas and where we are currently at. Atlas, in general, is lacking a strong theme. Yes, we are a pirate game, but it's currently a mismatch of a bunch of different stuff, and we're looking to address that post-release of the current state. Trade system, new ships, and claim system. Right now, the idea we are liking most is something we're calling Storm Punk. Oh, that rings a little home. Which centers around the idea that we are more resources to capture on the water, like harnessing lightning. We're going to maintain an element of fantasy moving forward, but it may not be so openly Dungeons and Dragons, although we love this game, or the high fantasy feeling. As with all things, everything will remain as we introduce new things, and things will fade that people seem to lose interest in. What is the long-term plan or overall vision? I'd help explain a lot of these changes if we were also privy to just a rough idea of what the long-term will look like. Because right now, it seems things are going a bit backward in regards of accessibility, especially for small groups and solo players. At the highest level, the goals are as follows. 1. Get players out on the ocean. There are a lot of things that we're doing to encourage this, but it basically means that we want players spending more time at sea and less time on land. In order to do that, we really have to blow all the things you can do at sea up, so that they are fun and interesting as what you do on land. Make ship-to-ship combat fun. There is so much to this, but we really want PvP interactions on the water to be richly rewarding. Increase the player recuperation. Survival games can be tough, and we want to make sure that players can be devastating to one another, but that the losing side player does not have to feel like they are starting over each time. We also want to make small companies and lone wolves more viable. We still have ways to go before we reach these goals. We know that we are not there yet, and that the current state of Atlas does not reflect what we envision. Most of what we have implemented so far is still at the beginning stages, and are just setting the foundation for how the gameplay is going to be and going to evolve. The trade system. For instance, one of the main goals of the trade system is to increase play at the smaller level and solo level group. We recognize that right now the system is not very friendly to these players. There's a lot of balance to be done, and there's a number of missing elements, like the upcoming Trade Winds feature, but we are working on it. Ultimately, when all pieces are in place, we are planning for a system where large companies will actually be incentivized on a different scale for helping small companies and solos. The trade system is still in alpha stage, as of the build 5.15.17. All trade shipments are virtual and locked to a single grid. We are continuously working on market optimizations as well as bug fixes and server-side improvements to bring the system to full functionality. Subsequent patches should see more refinement to the trade system, opening up more routes and eventually the NPC trade ships. Please note that at this stage, we may have to disable and re-enable trades sometimes to make it work and troubleshoot any issues that may potentially arise. What about the players that do not wish to utilize the market system? Aside from the market, are there any other big gold earners in the planning besides maps, whales, and sunken treasures? Although the trade system is meant to be one of the core pillars of gameplay, our main goal is that gold comes from the sea. So yes, you'll see some additions and refinements to life on the ocean. which should make getting gold easier and non-marketplace participants, or for non-marketplace participants. The claim system. We're looking into rebooting the original claim system that allowed players to take over a section of an island. This is done by placing down a claim flag that takes longer to build and is more robust than the claim flag. It may also have its own defenses. Once fully built, it will have to be destroyed for you to lose your claim and everything that goes along with it. We are not completely reverting back to the old claim system, but we will be taking the original idea and building off of it. We are currently testing some ideas. Ship systems. Ooh, this is where I'm. Gimme. Getting a new ship system into the game that supports future expansions does take a bit more time than just putting out a new one in the existing system, and we are excited to be getting closer to it. We teased the first one, the ramming ship, a few weeks ago, and we have a number of ideas for these unique and specialized ships, but we don't want to spoil the surprise completely. The important note here is that we are moving from releasing ship parts to releasing complete ships that have special roles in the game, and thus begin to grow the strategy of managing a fleet. All of the upcoming ships that can be bought with gold will be primitive class and up. Ramshackles will still be available at free ports for now, but when you buy things with gold, they will be good ships. In regards to the existing ship system, can we get tokens as random loot drops from bosses to craft schooners, brigs, galleons, please, so that there is a route for smaller groups to get boats? Sadly, this probably won't happen. Right now, we're really happy with how hard it is to get bigger ships. Many players have reported having more fun than ever with sloop wars. Dropping tokens would benefit large companies more and go against what we are trying to do, which is fundamentally change how ships are currently perceived. Right now, ship progression is linear. Once you build a schooner, you never build a sloop again, and so on up the ladder. We are more focused on giving every ship a type of viable role in the ocean and introducing strategy and reasons for each ship type to exist. Yes, make the sloop faster, please. On the horizon, post-integration of the claim system, we'll be going back through all the content that is currently in the game and be making quality of life improvements and balance adjustments. We aren't very interested in nerfing things so much as bringing their fun factor way up. How far out are we from super wind sea highways that make traveling around the map easier and consolidate content? We're trying to get it in by the end of the year. A lot depends on how long it takes to balance the trade system, new systems, and claim systems. Any plans for expanding fishing so it doesn't suck so much? Like better random loot tables from fishing, maybe getting maps randomly from fishing, higher quality fishing pole equals better maps, blueprints, and gold, etc. I mean, I would love to be able to pull out a couple saddles every now and then myself, if you know what I mean. We can answer this by saying that we don't think there is nearly enough fun stuff to do on the water, and we're looking into blowing that out significantly. This will include water creature taming, better fishing, ocean resource gathering, and better diving. Any planned changes for freeports, exponential decay, or something to prevent freeport living? Not yet. We have to put all the systems in that will allow lone wolves and small groups to survive elsewhere at first. Long term, we envision settlements of some kind to be more friendly or hostile depending on how you've treated them in the past. One of our designers has taken the breeding and taming of creatures under her wing. In the background, she is working on a completely revamped system that should be more of what you want to see. Can't tell you what it is until it will ship, but I can tell you we're working on it. Treasure maps need a lot of work. Our big changes planned for the hunts to be more engaging. The distance requirement is also a negative map factor. It is not enjoyable to sell 7 grids out and 7 grids back to run a masterwork map. Could maps that are of any qualities less spawn on an island that are closer? Yes, a rework is planned, but it's down the road. It's not where we want it to be either, for sure, and we're looking into that spawning treasure closer. Cool. The additional Q&A. What is some of the work that is currently being done to help with optimization and performance issues? About half of our engineering team is on the performance and optimization. We know it's a problem and we're working on it. Alright, that's cool. Is this team still looking at ways for players to keep some progress through wipes? Yes. We haven't figured out a balance or scalable method yet, but we want to do that. Adding a new global server structure with the trade system was the first step on this, and we'll keep working towards it. The challenge here is that the funnest part of the wipe for most people is that they are all now on even footing again. Allowing players to retain progression may also allow them to maintain oppression. Can we please get a HUD indicator once a ship is protected by the new ship house structure? The green text popping up once the anchor is down is not much of a great indicator. Totally agree. This is a bit confusing. A complete UI revamp is on the schedule, and this item is part of that. This is nitpicking, but can handling cells trim opposite to how they do now? It is backwards to real-world physics. Okay, we'll look into it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is so weirdly annoying, and I've just had to break my brain. Just understand what's going on the screen. Teleporting bed to bed and killing yourself to respawn on lawless islands for discovery points is one of the lamest things I have to do in this game. Will other features be looked into so that discovery points are more interesting? In short, yes. We agree that killing yourself and bed teleporting is lame, and we want to fix all that and give you more ways to travel the world more quickly. Will we be able to have a Fog of War back? We had it in the early game, but it could be cheated by sharing game files, and it was removed. The thrill of exploration was exciting for many players. As things stand at the moment, you just always have the full map explored. It's something we hadn't thought about. We'll look into this idea. Final note. Again, we would like to emphasize that Atlas is still in early access, meaning that anything and many things can change and will likely to continue to drastically change, even in the middle of development. Anything discussed is only up to the date of the moment it is posted. Features and changes that will ultimately make it into the next patch may be different from what was previously discussed. As always, we appreciate any suggestions and feedback from the community. Please keep them coming. Thank you all for your support. Happy sailing, the Atlas crew. I'm, for one, is looking forward to this. It seems like they're actually trying, so I'm very happy. I love this game. It has turned into more of a GTA-style play for me. I am very excited. I've spent more time in this game than I really care to even think about, and I will continue to pour more time into this game than I really ever care to think about. All right, gentlemen. Happy hunting. I'll see you on the water.